Hey everyone, my name's Larry, and I'm from the basement. My mom's basement. Hey everyone, my name's Larry, and I'm from the basement. My mom's basement, not your basement. As I'm sure you all remember, I'm an expert game guy. But more specifically, I'm an expert RTS game guy. I've played and enjoyed many an RTS in my time. In a previous video, I played the RTS-like game RimWorld for the first time, and it was pretty good. Not as good as Sam Ant, but a pretty good game. In the comment section of the video, NoPalo1147 suggested I make a tutorial on this Crusader game or Command and Conquer. So today I'll be giving a tutorial on this Crusader game. Now my history with this game goes way back when I was a wee boy, a teeny tiny wee boy at the very young age of 16. At the time, all of my classmates had computers and were building some funky castles on this Crusader game. Unfortunately, I was unable to participate as the only computer I could use was at home in the basement. And at the time, I was currently living upstairs in my own room. But now, my mom has reclaimed my childhood room as her guest room. I've been moved down to the basement, and the world is in need of a Crusader tutorial. So, let me teach you how to play a game I've never played before. This is the Crusader game. It's really small. First time you open up the game, you're going to get a prompt to enter your title. This is the title you're going to go by for forever. You can't change it after you make it, probably. So, I'll of course be using the name Lord Nefgathoop. Lord Nefgathoop. Inputting your name brings you to the main menu. Now, right from the start, we have many options, but for us, we'll be playing the main game, Crusader. When you first start an RTS game, generally you have two options, the campaign option and the custom game option. The campaign option, here the Crusader War Chest, will probably take you through a story while slowly teaching you how the mechanics work. This often means that you won't have access to all buildings and unit types. However, custom games will throw you right into a competitive game, with access to everything, no hand-holding, but also no mercy. Seeing as I've never played this game before, I'll of course be playing the custom game mode. Just like my mom always tells me, if you want to improve yourself, go and get out of your comfort zone. Though, I think the comfort zone she's referring to is her own basement. Anyway. So here's the custom game screen. First you need to add some enemies, so let's see what we got here. Right from the start you got so many possibilities here. We got the knight guy, the other knight guy, the turban guy, and pig, apparently.
Mais oui.
What? Yeah.
Mais
okay.
oui.
Yeah, okay.
Mais oui. Mais oui. Mais oui.
Yeah, this looks good. After choosing your adversaries, you can pick your game mode. I'd suggest staying at the Crusader game as this will be the easiest for beginners, seeing as it's the default setting. Then finally you gotta choose a map. Now scroll all the way through until you find the prettiest one. Ooh, wow, what a beautifully sharp looking map. Once you've chosen a map, mouse down to this dismembered hand and click it to start the crusade. Now look at how important this guy looks sitting on top of his castle. As I'm sure you've guessed, this guy is the Crusader. You know, from the name, this Crusader? Your main goal is to protect your Crusader so that he doesn't die from enemy players, monsters, or environmental hazards. If he does die, then of course, you lose. Oh good, we were waiting for you. Here are your soldiers. You can click and drag the mouse to select many of them at once. And then right-click to Now for some reason you may be naturally inclined to move your units with right click, but Crusader is a game from an older time. It's like when you go back to play an old FPS and realize that the D key doesn't move you right, but turns you right. So, to move your units, select them with left click, and then move them with left click. Wow, I'm so rich. I can build whatever I want. And with apparently 70 army. Wow, that sounds pretty good. Now, of course, this game is all about building walls. So let me just toss this one down real quick. Perfect. Looks great. As this is a game about fighting your opponents, of course, one of the first structures you should get is a barracks. Then you can make units with all the money you have.
Weapons needed, sire.
After, of course, you prepare adequate weapons for them. I may be rich, but why is this going down? Anyway, it's always nice to have more money to fund your army. You can click on your Crusader's castle to change how much you tax your citizens. I'll just do a little bit so they don't revolt against me. Be careful of revolts. Revolts are dangerous. If you really want to win this game, then you have to control the resources. And in controlling the resources, you must also deny those resources to your enemy. To do that, you must be able to differentiate enemy structures from your own. An easy way to tell is by referring to the flag on your Crusader castle. As you can see here, we have a white and red flag waving above our castle. Therefore, all of our structures will wave this flag to match. Let's take a quick look at our barracks here. Untrained eyes may not notice it at first, but if I zoom in, you may still not notice. But if I zoom in one more time, you might be able to make out this tiny pixelated flag flying above the structure. Look for this. Maybe even utilize your computer's zoom function, and you'll have no problem finding the bad guys. Another option, of course, is to mouse over the building and see if the cursor becomes red. Yep, that's bad. Once you've identified the evil structures, simply send your units to destroy them. And, one day they'll go destroy it when they get there. One day, when they get there. Next, you're going to want to place some structures to collect your own resources. Here we'll place a farm.
Can't place that there, my lord.
Or maybe here?
Can't place that there, my lord.
No? Okay. But before a farm, you should place this woodcutter next to some trees. This way you'll have some wood to build buildings. Come on, knights. You guys got this. This is your jester. He's the second most important guy right after your crusader. Okay, back to food. Here, when you're placing the farm, you have to make sure to place it on these soft grassy areas. Everyone knows food doesn't like to grow outside of grass. Momentous occasion, the first market. Using a market, you can buy and sell any resource in the game. Oh, that's a lot. And here, we can solve our lack of weapons by buying arrows. And now you
Recruits needed, sire.
just need more citizens to recruit more units. This means you need to entice more people to come to your town. How do you do that? Well, by building them hovels, of course. With a lovely little hovel to live in, people will be flocking to your town. Okay, I think it's finally time to get to the core gameplay. What is it that everyone plays Crusader game for? Of course, it's the wall building. Look at some of these crazy castles. Amazing. And you can build a castle like this too. You just gotta master the basics. First, you gotta pick your wall type, and then click and drag. Oh yeah, perfect. And what's the point of a wall if there's no stairs to get up? Great, a perfect defensive structure. Now here I've finished the wall. And what you can do is plop some of your archers on top here, and their range is gonna shoot through the roof. Haha, see? With our superior wall, we have the range advantage. Now finally it's time to finish off an enemy crusader. But unfortunately, archers will be unable to slay them because of their impressive dance moves. So instead, you're going to want to send your knights. Your incredibly slow knights. And after about an hour, your knights will finally arrive, and they'll slay the enemy crusader. Congratulations! That means you defeated your first enemy faction in the Crusader game. Good job. And now you just gotta beat the other 5. Oh. After obtaining a steady stream of resources and eradicating the nearby threats, it's time to beautify the town a little bit. Putting down beautifying structures like this maple or this bear rod will make your citizens love you even more. And okay, let's place this right here. Alright, hang on a second. Experienced viewers may have realized that 30 minutes into the game, I'm now placing my first granary. This is, in my opinion, suboptimal gameplay. But, in my defense, building one earlier probably wouldn't have contributed to my army or economy in any meaningful way. Well, I've come a long way since we came here with a crusader and a castle. Now with this army, I can go attack and finish off the other enemy crusaders. Okay, actually I think I misread that. We have way too many archers. Let me just replenish my units real quick. Okay, now I think we have enough units to take down this guy. And this guy's dancing too. Easy. Okay, it's all come down to this. The final battle. Time to finally take down Philip V. And he's dancing. And now he is slain. No problem. After the game ends, you'll be shown the leaderboard. As you can see, we came out on top in almost every respect. Because, I mean, as I said, I am an expert RTS game guy. Another important thing to mention, here at the start of the game, the date was 1181. And we killed the final Philip in 1210. Of all the games of Crusader I've played, I think this was the fastest one. We might want to think about submitting it for a speedrunning category. Okay, now comes the real test. It's time to use everything we learned in that match to fight some real non-Philip opponents. We'll just do random opponents, and let's play on the very famous map that everyone remembers, Hell on a Hill. As an experienced Crusader player, I still remember the first time I saw this map in the map pool when choosing my first skirmish game. I've come a long way. First things first, remember, you gotta get the resources. And I've lost all of my soldiers, and the people next to me keep spawn killing my citizens. Great. Okay, it's all up to my Crusader though. I still have my Crusader. It's all up to him. And okay. Maybe I do need a bit more practice. I am an expert RTS game guy, so, you know.